For exercise 7-12, this object might look a little bit familiar. You've already done this exercise in exercise 5-26. And if you want, you can actually open up 526 and do a file save as and save it as exercise 7-12 to complete this particular exercise. But you might want to check the gradebook and make sure that you got 100 on it before you do that. If you didn't, just to show you guys what the top, front, and right side views look like for this particular exercise, this is the top, front, and right side views. So go in and make sure you make any corrections that you have before you continue with this particular exercise if you're going to reuse your information from 526. So in here we've got our top, our front, and our right side view, and we want to do an auxiliary view looking straight on at this face because the dimensions and location for this circle is obscured in this view, and it's obscured in this view because it's foreshortened. So this is the true face that we're looking at. Now, one thing that I can't really do here is I can't really get this auxiliary view to be 25 millimeters off of here because there's stuff in the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to offset 150, which should work, to locate this. Okay, that's pretty far out there. Let me change that to 75. So 75 will give me that offset, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw my arrow in here just so that I have a reference of what exactly I'm looking at. Now this thing is 60 wide, so I'm going to offset 60. And we'll bring this over here, and then I can draw in these lines right here to show that actual face. Now there's additional geometry that goes down this way, so I'm just going to draw a short line segment to represent that geometry. If you wanted to draw that geometry in, it would be a 45-degree offset from here, and that would be the completed face. In this example, that's not really all that long, so I can go in and just create that face. The top, we could do the same thing off of here, but I'm going to go ahead and break this view with the spline. Since this is at 45 degrees and I have my tracking set up at 45 degrees, it makes it a little bit easier. So we'll go ahead and put this spline in here and click back on the spline and just kind of drag this out a little bit so that it's not interfering with the view. Now, what I had indicated in exercise 5-26 was to center the hole on here, because if we do a distance, DI enter, and we click between this point and this point, we can see here at my cursor that the distance is actually 39.5980. And if I change my precision to more decimal places, there's probably more information out there too. So the dimension in the book of 18 does not actually give me a centered dimension. It gets me close, but nowhere near as accurate as it would need to be. So what I can do right here is I can draw a line midpoint to midpoint here, and then I'll go from the midpoint right there. So this is going to be the location for my circle. So I'll draw the circle with a diameter of 20, and then I can erase my construction lines. So what this does now is this gives me a view looking straight on at that surface, and it gives me a location where I can more accurately define the geometry for where this circle actually goes.